So I heard you're planning a trip to Alaska and you don't know if you should add Valdez to your itinerary? Need not worry. We're gonna let you in on those deets here real quick. Let's go.
Hey hon, I'm making some chai tea if you want some.
Yes, please. Oh, heck yeah, thank you. Even got my dad joke one going. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Perfect for a rainy day. Hey, I also got my sweatpants on. Got my awesome little slippers on. We're good to go.
Let me just have a seat. My favorite place in the RV. Ah. So Valdez, I'm just gonna say it. Yes, you should plan a trip to Valdez if you're gonna be in Alaska. It's a big deal. And we're gonna tell you why you should visit Valdez, and then we're also gonna give you some tips on visiting Valdez and what to look out for.
Oh, well, and I think we should also talk about finances, because that's always a plus. Like how much we spent in RV parks, the excursions we took, and that adds up quickly. Let's just go along with all that as we proceed. Please. Here's a fun fact right off the get-go. Did you know that Valdez is actually known as the snowiest town in Alaska? Arguably in the United States of America, but that depends on what resource you're looking at. It just gets a lot of snow, okay? I don't make the rules.
No kidding. Well, let's just kick it off by saying we did it right from the beginning. We were gonna haul our butts from Tok all the way to Valdez in one day, and though it looks doable on a map, we decided to split it up. We actually stayed at Glen Allen at an RV park there, and this decided a 2-hour drive in the Valdez should be fine. A 2-hour drive in the Valdez turned into a 4-hour drive, which includes stops, breaks, and all the construction. What do you have to say about all the construction, babe?
The construction? Alaska has plenty of it. No halt in the construction whatsoever. No matter where you go, they're always trying to improve the roads, and I gotta give it to them. My heart goes out to them because it's just never ending. When you get here with your RV, expect some rough roads, especially in these construction sites where they have the road torn up to nothing. It's literally just dirt patches and you're going down these gullies and back up. You're maneuvering in very tight spaces. It just is all part of the adventure. The coolest part, though, I have to say, is we were in no rush, which is great. And that's something we want to encourage you guys as well. If you're planning on doing the drive to Valdez, Alaska, do not rush. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the construction. Take the time to just get out, stretch your legs, and look around because it is beautiful.
The drive itself is an attraction, I'm telling you. So you're not gonna wanna feel rushed that day. You're gonna wanna take your time, pull over when you feel like you wanna pull over, have your cameras ready. Wear your contact lenses if you're blind like me. It is like driving through Jurassic Park world. Is that what it's called, Jurassic Park world?
Something like that. The best part I feel like about the drive was you got to see a free glacier along your way. Wasn't that called Worthington Glacier, I believe? As we were driving it was about 30 miles outside of Valdez. You got to see that on your way out, and the views were phenomenal. Not including the surprise waterfall we pulled up to. What was that all about? That snuck up on us quickly.
I did read about it in the Milepost book, and I'm like, there's supposedly a really cool waterfall that we should maybe check out, but we weren't planning on stopping. We were saying, let's drive to it from Valdez, because it's about 13 miles from Valdez itself, and we were like, we'll see it another time. I was driving the truck, and like something made me pull over. I couldn't help myself. I had to quick get on the radio to tell Keith and Rainey, we're pulling over right now. You got the drone out and got some really cool shots. I just stood there like.
Here's the best part. Plenty of parking alongside the road there, so if you're driving a big fifth wheel, you'll have plenty of room there. How many times you're out on the road and you see something nice and there's no parking? You're like, well, wish I could have stopped and saw that. Bridal Veil Falls, y'all did it well. You did it right. With all the free parking, I was able to whip the drone up. It was a 600-foot waterfall, I think. Something incredible like that. Definitely worth a stop to see. And of course, if you miss it, you can just drive back from Valdez. It's only 13 miles away. Come on, Carl.
The best part about the drive that day is that we had all sunshine. All sunshine on the radar. You know who else is all full of sunshine? Let me show you. Hi!
Hi, you're full of sunshine. Did you go to Valdez? Did you go to Valdez in Alaska?
Can I help you?
By the way, I don't think I say this enough. If you guys enjoy our content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's free. And also hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button, because a lot of y'all are reaching out like, do you even make videos anymore, Hanks family? If you hit the bell, it will make sure YouTube will share every video with you. That's a warning. Okay, so the drive to Valdez obviously is incredible, but actually finding a spot in Valdez, it wasn't as bad as you thought it would be. There's plenty of RV parks. We stayed at Bear Paw RV Park, but the coolest part was they had an adult only section right on the water. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm trying to say you must go there if you're ever in the area.
Okay, but I will share, Negative Nene is coming out, and I will share the experience we had at check-in that I thought was odd. When we went to check both of our RVs in. Now, I made this reservation for Bear Paw 2 back in April, and everything was all good. We paid a deposit, but when we got there, the guy was like, we don't have anything. He was very confused about us being there. Lo and behold, he had sites for us, and they were waterfront at the adult park, but I'm just saying that was kind of a weird experience there. So I'm not sure what advice to offer you in that scenario, but sometimes they don't have your information, I guess. But besides that, our RV sites were real nice. Backed up right into the harbor, waterfront, seagulls galore. The seagulls. And just in case you're wondering, we paid $60 a night. We had full hookups, 50 amp back in sight.
To set the record straight, there's tons of RV parks in Valdez, so you probably won't have a hard time finding a spot to stay. To set the tone, however, of what Valdez is like, think of fisherman town. Plenty of fishing, lots of boats, sea life. It's incredible if that's what you're into. Being on the water, right on the water, we got to sit there and watch the boats go back and forth, which was really neat to see. Even better, however, was the time we got to jump on a boat, and we're gonna get to that in just a second. Actually, if you want something amazing to do while visiting there, we'll get into it right now. Can I just say how, I judge myself so hard for putting those snippets together for you guys. Because it makes us look like we have this amazing life, this epic life. But in reality, it's just a bunch of footage with some music. I try not to judge myself too much because I want you guys there to experience it for yourself. Nonetheless, I'm pretty happy that I was able to capture all that with our own cameras. Nene really came in clutch there with some amazing, what was it, dad jokes?
They act just like extra. It seals the deal.
Think they ever kind of like get tired and hit a ceiling? You get it? Ceiling, you know, like hitting a wall, hitting a ceiling. Okay, I'll stop explaining.
It's funny you talk about that little montage with the music because I feel like the music really does it. But what if we put this song to it? Or what about this song? Or go back to the original. Definitely hit up your local glacier wildlife cruise that's in the area. We did the Lulu Bell, which is like well known. I heard something interesting, hun, and somebody that I talked to that lives in Alaska said that this may be Fred's last year doing the Lulu Bell.
Are you serious, Captain Fred? He was the guy that made the whole cruise what it is. The coolest part about Captain Fred is he's so down to earth. It was $145 a person to get on this like glacier cruise. And you think, wow, that's a little pricey. But we were out there for 9 hours straight. No word of a lie. And sometimes Captain Fred will keep people out there for like 10, 11 hours. We've seen it personally.
That's a long time, and I don't feel like we were prepared mentally to be on a boat for 9 hours. Like, we didn't dress warm enough. The sun was out that day, which was a benefit that we got to see everything, but we thought it would be warmer than what it was. So just dress in layers, bring plenty of cash because they serve food on the ship. We had salmon chowder soup. We had muffins. There were brownies in the evening. They had all sorts of snacks. He did not stop talking, by the way. We thought that he was on like a recording because he was talking and giving so much information. We were actually inside the captain's quarters at one point, and he's just holding a microphone. He's just talking the whole time. He is amazing, wealth of knowledge. Give that guy a YouTube channel.
All right, so what can you actually expect on the tour? One of my favorite things was the amount of sea life we were exposed to. Sea otters, sea lions, humpback whales. The best part was Captain Fred took you up close and personal to each and every one of them. He did it in such a way, well, he just knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for his whole life, is what he explained. And the craziest part was the amount of shots and exposure you had to this wildlife was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. Now, skipping forward to the glacier itself, this glacier was exposed to an earthquake back in, I think, the late 80s or 90s. It was like a 9.2 magnitude earthquake. I'm not 100% sure on the history, but it really took a toll on this glacier. And we get out there and Captain Fred was telling us about the whole, how it started here, and then we proceeded in like, I think it was miles. And over time, this glacier is breaking off into the ocean.
There it goes, it's coming.
A big piece just fell, you could see it. See that big spray? Just under a mile away.
So he took us through these, what it felt like the Titanic. Legit. We are pushing through ice slowly. And I think, well, we're close enough to the glacier, right? No. Captain Fred's like, let's keep going. He's like, we might be able to sneak a little bit closer. He just kept saying that and saying that. I think he knew he was going closer. He just wanted to like egg us on.
The best was when there was like a legit little iceberg in front of us and people in the boat are like, you're hitting, there's a big clump of ice here. And he just pushed it and broke it like out of the way. No big deal. Fred's just pushing icebergs out of the way. The chill you felt as you got close to the glacier was just unreal, and it definitely made a difference when you got away from the glacier. So that is just something cool to experience. Like, we were bundled up nice and warm and toasty, and it was end of June. Hopefully the Lulu Bell is still available for you guys to do in the future, but if not, there's tons of other tours in different areas that do glacier and wildlife tours. It's definitely something you want to add to your list while you're in Alaska. Were we looking forward to going out and having some local cuisine? Yes! My favorite place we went was the Nat Shack. It was a food truck kind of centered in the middle of town, but with views of the harbor. Other places we really enjoyed eating at was the Stamp Mill for pizza and beer, and the legendary Fat Mermaid. I'll tell you what though, every time we are getting food, we always think to ourselves, we gotta film this because we want to show you guys like how delicious this meal looks. And every time, we don't, because the food comes out and we're just like, But how about that weather all week in Valdez? You remember?
How can I forget? Okay, Valdez is known as being a really rainy place. There's increased amounts of rainfall. Luckily, when we hit it on the first day there with the Lulu Bell tour, it was crystal clear outside. Sunshine, and it was amazing views. But the rest of the week, it was completely overcast, cloudy, and all the mountains were hidden. So I was kind of bummed out about that. But it gives us a great excuse to go back and visit Valdez in the near future. All right, I do have a question for you, however, Nene. Was there anything you disliked about Valdez?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say it kind of felt like you were trapped on an island in a way. Like once you're in Valdez, you're in it. So being there for a week was probably good enough. There's enough resources to get you through the week, but I don't know if I'd be able to like be in Valdez for a long period of time.
Now listen, there is a lot of people always asking, how can we support you, Hanks? Well, here's a big thing. It's always watching our videos, and believe it or not, we have a plethora of videos for you to catch up on. I'm gonna throw a playlist up here for you to watch. It will start you from the beginning and get you caught up till now. We love you guys. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye, guys.